Lope and Nedick Minster welcome you to this broadcast of high school boys varsity basketball. We are at Russia Local School where the Jackson Center Tigers will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney Auglaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Good evening, I'm Craig Fissinger with my broadcast partner tonight, Ken Francis. We're about 13 minutes from tip-off in the varsity contest as we started out our evening with homecoming ceremonies tonight, and we'd like to recognize Russia's homecoming king and queen. They were seniors Jack Sherman and Ella Haney. We'd also like to recap the junior varsity game that just happened, and in that one, Russia won by the final of 45-18. Leading the way for the Raiders, it was Braylon Cadonier with 16 points. Then it was Vince Borcher with 8, Felix Francis 7, Ben Rinderly 6, Jude Counts with 4, and Michael Bell and Adam Haney both with 2. For the Jackson Center Tigers, Reed Platfoot led the way with 8 points. It was Trevor Huber with 6, and finally Lucas Heitkamp with 2. I want to welcome my broadcast partner now, and Ken, it's always fun to call a Shelby County athletically battle with you, but especially neat tonight for an entirely different reason.
Yes, it is, Craig, and tonight game, it's a purple out, Craig, and it's in support of Russia principal Mrs. Janelle Slonkowski. And Mrs. Slonkowski's been battling some health issues, Craig, and it's great to see the big crowd on hand tonight. Everyone's dressed in purple, and actually a lot of support from the Jackson Center fans as well. And a lot of the proceeds are going to the Slonkowski family tonight. And it's the holidays, Craig. It's a spirit of giving, and what a special way to give back to a family tonight, someone that's very special to the Russia community.
It certainly is, Ken. Now let's preview our main event, and we'll start with the home team from Russia. Ken, why don't you tell our viewers who all makes up this Russia Raiders roster?
Well, Craig, we'll start off with the seniors, and they are 6'2" forward Jordan Meyer, 6'1" guard Patrick Bowman, and 6' guard Sam York. There are 7 juniors on the roster, Craig. They include Ben Bowman, the 6'3" power forward inside, Colby Monin, also at 6'3", Matthew Caldwell, the 6'1" shooting guard, Xavier Flippo, the 3-year veteran for the Raiders at 6 foot, Ross Fissinger, the sharpshooter from the perimeter, the 5'10" guard, Michael Bell, the guard, and Zane Shappy, also a 3-year veteran, Craig, a 5'9" guard. They also have 3 sophomores on the team. Hayden Quinter, the 6'2" guard, who had a fantastic year last year as a freshman. Braden Monin, a 6'1" guard, and Jude Counts, also a 6 guard. And Craig, there's finally one freshman on the varsity team, that's 6'1" forward, Braylon Cadonier. The Raiders head coach is Mr. Dave Borchers. He is assisted by Spencer Cadonier, the JV coach, and Cody Anthony, and the freshman coach is Mick Leffel. The Raider athletic director is Mrs. Amber Cadonier.
Well, for the Russia boys tonight, they've gotten off to an extremely good start at 4-0, including 3-0 in the SCAL. They've beaten Fort Laramie, Houston, Fairlawn, and most recently Bradford last Saturday night. Let's recap that Bradford contest, a game which you may have watched right here on NKTelco Sports. Russia found themselves down to Bradford after one quarter of play, 14-13. But the Raiders stormed back in the second period with their biggest quarter of the year so far, scoring 30 points to the Railroaders' 18, and Russia had the halftime lead, 43-32. Then it was all Russia in the second half as the final margin was 31 points, 87-56. Individual scoring went like this. Russia put 4 players in double figures as our NKTelco player of the game and sophomore Hayden Quinter led the Raiders with 17. Then it was juniors Ben Bowman with 16, Zane Shappy with 14, and Ross Fissinger with 11. Other scores included Braden Monin with 9, Xavier Flippo with 7, Braylon Cadonier 6, Jordan Meyer 5, and finally Sam York 2. Ken, those 87 points against Bradford was the most this program has scored on an opponent since January 5th, 2019, almost 3 years ago. That night, the Raiders put up 90 points, and that happened against the same Bradford Railroaders. We'll be lucky tonight if both Russia and Jackson Center scores together add up to 90. But before we talk about the Tigers, if you're a Raiders fan, you have to be happy this team can score, because last year they averaged only 49 points per game.
Well, Craig, that's true, and that is against a Bradford, a very talented Bradford team. The Railroaders came into the contest at 3-1. They're going to win an awful lot of basketball games this year. So Bradford, the type of team that does like to get it up and down the floor. It's a fun pace to watch, and I'm sure the fans were extremely happy to see some big numbers up there on the board for the Raiders.
Well, let's look at who's scoring all these points for the Raiders. We'll go down in order. Ben Bowman leading the way right now at 12 points per game. Next, you've got Zane Shappy at 11.8. Braden Monin is averaging 10.3. Hayden Quinter's at 9.5. Xavier Flippo, 8.8. You've got Ross Fisker coming off the bench, averaging 5.5. Braylon Condiner, the freshman, at 3.3. Jordan Meyer at 3 points even. Shoot Counts is averaging 2.2. Patrick Bowman, 1.5. And finally, Sam York and Michael Bell at just under a point. And if you're wondering what else is coming up for Russia the rest of December, next Thursday, December 23rd, they'll travel to Anna for what we'll call a Christmas Eve shootout. Finally, Russia will close out 2021 playing in the Buccaneer Holiday Classic in Covington on Tuesday, December 28th and Wednesday, December 29th. The Tuesday tip-off for Russia was originally supposed to be versus Newton, but another participant, Graham, has since withdrawn from the tournament, so Russia will now play Bradford, and the other bracket will be Newton versus the host from Covington. The two winners will play on Wednesday in the championship game, and the loser will play in the consolation game. We're now about 7.5 minutes from tonight's tip-off as both teams are still completing their warm-ups. Let's talk about the visitors from Jackson Center. Ken, why don't you tell our viewers who all makes up this Jackson Center Tigers roster?
Well, Craig, the Tiger roster consists of 3 seniors. They are Carson Regula, Xavier Esser, and Ryan Saylor. They have 7 juniors on the roster. They include Nolan Fark, Kellen Reichert, hot shooting Jace Mollenauer. Craig, I've seen him play last year a few times, and boy, he can light it up from the outside. Grant Elkert, Bryson Roberts, Camden Reese, and Landon Reese. Finally, there's one sophomore, and Lucas Hartle. The head coach of the Tigers is the dean of all coaches, I believe, in the Shelby County Athletic League. Great guys. Mr. Coach Scott Elkert. His assistants are Tony Meyer, Aaron Kloppenstein, Garrett Sir. The JV coach is Luke Deusek, and the athletic director is also the head coach, Mr. Scott Elkert.
Well, for the Jackson Center Tigers, the schedule couldn't have started out any tougher. Traveling to the home of the defending state champs from Botkins, the Tigers lost that opener. Then the following week, they hosted Fort Laramie, who was likely still stinging from their loss to Russia the week before. The Tigers lost a close one to the Redskins, and Jackson Center dropped to 0-2, which might have made a few folks wonder what kind of Tigers team this was going to be. But since then, Scott Elkert's team has won 3 in a row over Houston, Waynesfield, Goshen, and most recently against Fairlawn this past Tuesday night. Individual scoring for Jackson Center in that Fairlawn game went like this. A couple juniors led the way as Nolan Fark had 16 and Jace Mollenauer 12. Then it was sophomore Lucas Hartle with 10. Carson Regula had 8. Xavier Esser 8. Bryson Roberts 5. And finally Camden Esser rounded out the scoring. Excuse me, that would be Camden Reese rounded up the scoring with 4. Again, one big reason this 3-game winning streak has happened to the Tigers has to be their defense. They've held these last 3 opponents to 14, 15, and 18 points.
Yes, Craig. Coach Scott Elkert can really coach things on the defensive side of the floor. He's won many basketball games in his career, keeping teams in the 30s and the 20s. And, every night out you have to value every possession when you are playing the Tigers because they will limit your possessions. They will control the tempo of the game, and that's how they win. And you got to give Coach Elkert credit. He's done it for many years, and he's been very successful on it.
Well, and you got to think, too, that this was a team that for the last couple years had a SCAL Player of the Year that they were leaning a lot on, and they don't have that this year.
No, they don't, Craig, and the difference to them on the offensive end is Aiden Riker just attracted so much defensive attention by the other team. It left sharpshooters like Jace Molenauer and Grant Alford open to shoot. And this year, you know, they've had to change some of their offensive scheme of things, but things on the defensive end continue to be extremely tough.
Well, let's look at how Jackson Center will wrap up the month of December. After tonight, the Tigers will be back in action right away tomorrow night with a trip to Indian Lake. Then next Thursday, they'll host a tough non-league matchup versus the New Bremen Cardinals. Finally, Jackson Center will end 2021 with a December 30th home game hosting the Anna Rockets. And in case you were wondering what happened between these two teams here last year, Volusia and Jackson Center, what they did last year, they met up twice during the regular season and also once in the postseason. The Tigers swept all three games, the first one by 22 points, the second one by 25 points, and finally in the tournament by 10 points. And let's take a quick look at the Shelby County Athletic League standings, the way it sits coming into tonight. You've got Botkins at 3-0 and both Volusia at 3-0, so those two teams trying to stay in command of first place. In third place, it's Fort Laramie at 3-2. You've got the Jackson Center Tigers in here tonight. They're at 2-2 in fourth place. In fifth place is Anna at 1-2. In sixth, Fairlawn at 1-3. And finally, Houston in last at 0-4, looking for their first win. And as far as other games going on tonight, in addition to ours in the league, you've got Anna at Fairlawn and Botkins at Houston. So under 3 minutes to go here until tip-off. Ken, now it's time for our Keyhole Pizza Keys to the Game. Let's start with Jackson Center. And what do the Tigers need to do against Volusia to get the victory?
Greg, the three keys of the game for the Tigers are the 3 P's: patience, penetrate, and points. The Tigers are going to have have a lot of patience on the offensive end. They're going to have to penetrate the Raider defense. And Craig, they're going to have to score some points to keep up with the high-octane Volusia Raider offense.
All right, how about the Volusia Raiders? What will they need to do to get a victory tonight?
Greg, the keys to the game for the Raiders are the 3 T's, and that's going to be transition, tempo, and tonight. Transition game for the Raiders. They want to beat that Jackson Center defense down the floor. They want to control the tempo of the game, and that tempo for them needs to be quick. Up speed, fast tempo, and Craig, it's got to be tonight. Take them one game at a time. It's a big night in Clare C. Nouveau Gymnasium. It's homecoming. The game is for Mrs. Slonkoski, and the Raiders got a chance to move to 5-0, Craig, and set a tone throughout the area that make people can start to think that this young Volusia Raider team is actually pretty darn good.
All right, great stuff there. We're going to take a short break for our national anthem. We'll come back with the starting lineups and our tip-off. It's Jackson Center versus Volusia coming up next on NKTelco Sports.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our New Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
And now for the introduction of the Jackson Center Tigers. Number 3, Lucas Hartle. Number 4,
And now it's time for our starting lineups, sponsored by Sydney Allglaze Audiology. Ken, what do we have?
Well, first of all, Craig, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Jackson Center Tigers. They'll start sophomore Lucas Hartle, 3 juniors in Nolan Fart, Jace Molenauer, and Camden Reese, and 1 senior, Carson Regula. The Tigers are coached by Mr. Scott Elker.
And how about our Russia Raiders?
Starting lineup, Greg, for the Russia Raiders. A couple sophomores, Braden Monin and Hayden Quinter will start for the Raiders, along with 3 juniors. 6'3" in the middle, Ben Bowman, Zane Shappy, and Xavier Flippo. The Raiders are head coach, Mr. Dave Borchers.
Again, those starting lineups tonight sponsored by Sydney Allglaze Audiology. We also want to remind our viewers that tonight's scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank. All replays are courtesy of Winners Meats, and our timeouts come to you from Precision Strip. I'd like to thank tonight's 5-star recruitment sponsor as well, Crown Equipment Corporation, as well as our MVP sponsors, Clopay and Nita Minster. And tonight's game sponsor is Jewelry Barn. Hershey getting ready to break their huddle as Jackson Center does. Jackson Center in their road grays and Russia with their home whites. Russia will be moving from right to left as Ken and I watching Jackson Center from left to right. And we also want to remind our viewers that to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season, your sports leader in Mercer and Allglaze counties. At center circle, getting ready to jump for Russia will be Hayden Quinter, and for Jackson Center, it will be Camden Reese. And Jackson Center will control the tip as Lucas Hartle will set up this Jackson Center offense. He immediately gets in the lane and gets a little pressure from the Raider defense, playing back in a man. Reese with it now being guarded by Ben Bowman. Camden Reese looking for a teammate. As he dribbles around the perimeter, finally does get it to Jace Molenauer. He's going to drive baseline, but stopped by Braden Monin, and he's going to step on the baseline for a Jackson Center turnover. Xavier Flippo, the junior, gets ready to take the ball out of bounds and gets it to his teammate and classmate, junior Zane Shappy, as he gets across the timeline and Russia into their offense. Braden Monin with it now, gets it to Zane Shappy, trying to find Bowman down low. That's going to be tipped out of bounds by Camden Reese, so Russia to inbound and underneath their own basket. Xavier Flippo getting it into Bowman. He's on that right block, trying to work. Goes up against Reese, puts it off the rim, the backboard, and drops it in for the first points of the game. So the 6'3" junior gets Russia on top early, 2-0 at the 7:13 mark. Well, now Camden Reese will bring the ball down the floor instead of Lucas Hartle. He gets it off to Jace Molenauer. Fark cutting across. Reese with it now, again on top of the key. Dribbles and kicks it out to Carson Regula. Finds Reese now down low. Camden Reese, a guy that can play outside and in, as Fark's going to turn it over. And then a couple exchanges there. Russia with it now. Hayden Quinter's going to take the jumper from 10 feet, and he knocks it down. So Russia with a couple buckets on the board early. After Ben Bowman gets one, Hayden Quinter gets one himself. Russia up 4-0. 4:35 to play here in the first.
Greg Tigers, 2 straight turnovers down the floor, and the Raiders a couple easy buckets.
Camden Reese gets an easy left-handed layup to get Jackson Center on the board.
Camden Reese is a tough matchup for the Raiders. He's the tallest guy on the floor, but he also runs the point guard for the Jackson Center Tigers. So
Bowman with it now, working on that block where he dropped one in earlier. He kicks it out to Zane Shappy. Shappy gets it out to Flippo. He's shooting the 3 off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound, Hartle. Gets it to Jace Molenauer. Kicks it back to Reese. He's going to drive baseline, goes around Bowman, and then Bowman going to get whistled for a blocking foul. For the Raiders, that will be their first team foul. And Coach Dave Borchers with a substitution as Ross Fissinger, a 5'10 junior, comes in for Ben Bowman. Ben Bowman, a guy, Ken, that needs a lot of breathers throughout a big guy that, and the Raiders like to run, so you'll see him get a lot of breaks throughout the night. As Reese goes up against Flippo, can't get it to go down. Molenauer puts it back up and ties this ball game up. And Coach Dave Borchers will take a 30-second timeout. We'll take one with him. Russia Jackson Center all tied up at 4.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
That timeout brought to you by Precision Strip, as both Arooshie and Jackson Center are tied up at 4. Ken, why did Arooshie want that timeout?
Okay, quick 30-second timeout called there by Borchers, and I don't think he liked the rebounding of the Raiders there and the way they were matched up on the defensive end of the floor. So Coach Borchers left to know about it.
And Braden Martin comes out of that timeout with a three-pointer for the Raiders, puts the home team up 7-4 at the 5:30 mark.
I think part of Arooshie's substitution there too, Craig, was for matchup reasons. Raiders are countering with Xavier Flippo guarding Reese, which is a little bit better matchup.
And Carson Regula answers that one with a 3 of his own. Knocks this game back up at 7-all. 5:11 to go here in the first. Quinter with it down low, working against Fark. He's going to try a reverse. Reese gets in the way of that one, as Mullenauer now streaking down the floor with the ball. Gets it to Regula. He puts a spin move on Fissinger. Picks up his dribble. Gets to Fark into the corner now. Camden Reese working against Quinter. Gets a double team from Arooshie. He loses control of it. Quinter on the floor. Gets that loose ball. Shappy with it. Getting it to Fissinger. Going to go up. Kick it out. No. Shappy's going to dial it up from long range. That's no good. And Jackson Center will get possession.
Craig, halfway through this first period here, and each team with 7 points already. So both teams looking actually pushing the ball up the floor and getting a lot of shots off.
Bowman back in the game for Xavier Flippo, and Patrick Bowman now going to enter for Ross Fissinger. Patrick Bowman seeing his first action. He's a 6'1 senior. Actually Bowman got an injury in that Fairlawn game last Friday night. Wasn't able to play on Saturday versus Bradford, so seeing his first action in a couple games. Yeah, Ken, you usually think about Jackson Center. You think about a lot of patience, good shots, low scoring. Here we are 7-7. Maybe a few more points than what we expected this early.
Right. The Tigers can shoot it from the outside with Regula and Mullenauer both, Craig, not afraid to dial it up.
Jackson Center will inbound the ball in front of the Raider bench as Noah Fark gets set to inbound it in front of Coach Dave Borchers. 7-7 here at the 4:15 mark in the first. Fark will get it into Camden Reese. Jackson Center perhaps spreading it out a little bit here. Regula now working against Bowman, out to Fark, over to Mullenauer. Reese with it now, working against Bowman, kicks it out to Regula. He's going to take a 3, hit one there a little earlier, misses this one. Rebound Ben Bowman. Zane Shappy now with it for Arooshie. He's going to drive, gets stopped by Hartle, who swats the ball out of bounds. The Arooshie players looking to Coach Borchers for an out of bounds set. Quinter looking for an inbounds, tries to get to Bowman. That ball is slotted by Reese and turned over by the Raiders. Fark with it's going to take a jumper from the free throw line, a little bit short, but Regula goes up over Modern to get that rebound. And Arooshie going to commit the foul. This one's going on Zane Shappy, who doesn't like the call.
Coach Borchers not happy with the Raiders' effort on the rebounding right now, Craig.
So Carson Regula will head to the line. Right now leading the Tigers with 3 points. And they'll make it 4 with that free throw. Substitution now is Bryson Roberts, a junior, comes in. He'll replace Lucas Hartle, the sophomore, heads to the bench. Jackson Center with a 1-point lead at the moment, 8-7. Second one from Regula. That's good as well. So Carson Regula with 5 of these 9 Jackson Center points, and they now have a 2-point lead with 3:40 to go here in the first. Monin with it now for Rushi at the free throw line, kicks it out to Shappy. Shappy back to Monin, trying to get a screen from Bowman. Quinter working against Fark. To Monin, back to Shappy. Shappy going to try to drive against Roberts, stops in the lane, puts it up. Short jumper is short on the rim as Jace Mullenauer now with the ball. Jace Mullenauer, very good ball handler as well, shooter, Ken.
Yes, he is. It's a typical Coach Scott Elkert team, Craig. They're hitting the rebounds very well, out rebounding the Raiders right now, and taking their time on the offensive end of the floor.
Trying to spread out this Raiders defense as Nolan Fark now with it working against Shappy, gets it out to Regula. Reese is going to drive and put it up. That shot's no good, but rebound there. Regula can't get it to go. Ben Bowman finally corrals it.
Tigers had 2 point-blank shots there, Craig. Missed them both.
And the long three from Patrick Bowman is no good. Reese now going to hand it off to Roberts. And Mullenauer is going to take a three. He buries that one, so Jace Mullenauer, he now has 5. Jackson Center
up to a 12-7 lead for the Tigers.
2:10 to go. Bowman looking for the other Bowman inside. We've got Patrick Bowman and Ben Bowman both for the Raiders on the floor with Hayden Quinter, Zane Shappy, and Braden Monin. Hayden Quinter's going to take a long three, and that one's off the mark. Rebound, Carson Regula. Jackson Center with a 5-point lead at getting close to a minute and a half left to go in this first quarter. And Ken, as we said, Jackson Center very patient right now with this basketball.
Well, Craig, Rushi had 7 points just under 5 minutes.
Fark's three's going to miss, but another offensive rebound by Jackson Center. This one by Carson Regula. He now has 7, and Jackson Center doubles the lead on Rushi, 14-7.
Greg, that's 5 offensive rebounds already for the Tigers in tonight's game.
Coach Dave Dorcher's at the 1 minute, 15-second mark of the first. Wants a full timeout. We'll take one with him. Jackson Center leads Rushi, 14-7.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Crown Equipment Corporation, Grand Lake Health.
Jackson Center leading Rushi 14-7 here in the Claire Cinevo Gymnasium on homecoming night. And with 1:15 to go here in the first period, Rushi going to try to put a dent in this Jackson Center lead.
Rushi's called 2 timeouts already, Craig. Trying to slow down Jackson Center here.
And now at the 1 minute mark, Rushi gets a turnover. Jackson Center going to try to put another bucket on the board here before the end of this first frame. Working down low. Roberts on Jordan Meyer now in the ball game. Carson Regula working against Ross Fissinger, who entered during the timeout. On top of it now is Xavier Esser also in the ball game. Carson Regula working with it. Half minute to go here in the first. Jackson Center up 14-7. Bryson Roberts looking down low, gets it on top to Carson Regula. Over to Nolan Fark. 20 seconds to go. Cameron Reese going to set things back up for the Tigers. Gets it to Regula. To Fark. And into the corner, Bryson Roberts going to drive baseline. He comes up and off the glass. Nice shot by Bryson Roberts. Jackson Center up 16-7 with 3 seconds to go. Shappy's going to take a long three. That's going to be off the mark. And after one period of play, it's Jackson Center 16, Russia 7. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to high school basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
At the end of the first quarter, it's Jackson Center 16, Russia 7. Leading the way for the Tigers in that first quarter was Carson Regula with 7. Jace Mullenauer had 5. It was 2 each for Bryson Roberts and Camden Reese. For the Raiders, they were being led by Braden Monnon with 3, and Hayden Quinter and Ben Bowman have 2 each. Ken, what do you got?
Craig, for the visitors, the Jackson Center Tigers, they were 6 for 12 in that first quarter for 50%. They turned it over 3 times and went 2 for 2 from the free throw line. The Raiders were 3 for 10 from the field, and they turned it over twice.
And we're going to get our first foul on Jackson Center here tonight. That one's going to go, I believe that went on Xavier Esser. Or excuse me, that's... Not sure who they put that foul on. Nothing on the board. Braylon Cadanya, the freshman now in the ball game. He's going to pick up a foul from Xavier Esser. As a matter of fact, that's going to be his second, Ken. He picked up that one just seconds ago. He'll get number 2, and we'll see what Coach Elkert wants to do about that.
Craig, Coach Borch has inserted freshman Braylon Cadanya there, and the Raiders immediately went down to him on the block.
Well, we saw him have a very good JV game as he had 16 in that win. And Cadanya quickly knocks down a free throw.
Got a good build physique for him for a freshman, doesn't he, Craig?
He sure does. As the second one rattles off and goes out of bounds, but Russia's going to keep possession of it, as it looked like maybe Carson Regula knocked that one out of bounds. So Jackson Center with a 16-8 lead as we just get started here in the second quarter. Xavier Flippo to inbound it. Gets it over to Hayden Quinter, out to Ross Fissinger. In the corner to Flippo. Flippo getting it down low to Quinter. That one's going to be blocked by Bryson Roberts and Xavier Esser, both combined on that one. Looks like Russia's making a concerted effort to get that ball down low, Ken.
Yes, they are. You know, they're running a little bit of 5 out there, Craig, and posting up, finding where they can get the most favorable matchup. And first possession worked well going into Braylon Cadanya. That time, not so much.
Bryson Roberts gets it on top to Regula. Regula being guarded by Fissinger. He's going to try to drive, kicks it out to Roberts, being guarded by Flippo.
Raiders in the sticky man-to-man defense.
Lucas Hartle now gets it on top to Roberts, over to Reese. Reese going to drive against Bowman, kicks it out to Esser. Esser puts up a floater. That one's off the rim, no good. Rebound Quinter. Rushi trying to cut back into this 8-point Jackson Center lead. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Quinter with it now. Gets it over to Cadanya. Cadanya kicks it back out to Quinter. As Quinter looks to Coach Borchers for some instruction. Rushi setting up their offense now.
Rushi a little confused on the offensive end of the floor right now, Craig.
It certainly seems that way, as Quinter's going to put up a jumper from 15. That's too short. Ball knocked around. Camden Reese comes up with it for the Tigers. Reese gets it out to Roberts. Roberts now being guarded by Fissinger. Kicks it over back to Reese. Reese is going to put up a 3. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Flippo with it now in the lane. Going to put up a soft floater, and Xavier Flippo gets a big bucket for Rushi. Rushi now outscoring Jackson Center 3-0 here in the second.
Big bucket there for Xavier Flippo, Craig. The Raiders have been struggling. That's their first field goal in nearly 7 minutes.
Flippo came in this contest averaging just under 9 points per game, as Carson Regular is going to put up an uncontested layup from the left side. Carson Regular having some kind of first half. He's now got 9 points. Jackson Center up 18-10 at the 5:43 mark. Quinter gets it out to Cadonier. Cadonier's trying to get it out to Bowman, throws it at his knees, but Bowman picks it up, takes one dribble, and Kenny probably should have just put it up there.
I believe so. I think he tried to get a little fancy and dribble right over the top of the Jackson Center player that was laying in the paint, and fortunately for the Raiders, the ball kicked off of him and went out of bounds, and they'll retain possession underneath their own bucket.
Lots of substitutions for the Tigers as Ryan Saylor, number 23, is senior, seeing his first action. He's on the floor with Mullenauer, Fark, Hartle, and Reese. For Russia, they have Cadonier, Ben Bowman, Zane Shappy, Xavier Flippo, and Hayden Quinter. Going to get another foul in Jackson Center, so they picking up 3 fouls here in this second quarter already. This one's going to go on Lucas Hartle. And substitution, seeing his first action, I believe, of the season now, will be Kellen Reichert, a junior. He'll replace Hartle. Reichert not able to play earlier this year.
Greg, I've seen him run cross country, and he's a very good runner, I can tell you that.
Very talented. And so is Zane Shappy, who puts up his first points of the game. Kind of a crazy left-handed shot up high off the glass for Shappy. So Russia cuts the Jackson Center lead to 6 at the 5-minute mark. Mullenauer runs into some Raider traffic and turns the ball over. Nice bit of defense there by Xavier Flippo, causing that turnover.
Good help by the Raiders there on the defensive end of the floor. Followed up by a nice finish by Shappy on the offensive end. The Raiders turn it over, though, the Tigers.
Cadonier trying to get that ball into Bowman, and just a pass is a little off line. Reese now gets it over to Saylor. Saylor working against Bowman. Cameron Reese almost turns that ball over. Yes, he does. As Jackson Center gets whistled for the over and back. So with 4:29 to play in the first half, Jackson Center has an 18-12 lead. Substitution for the Raiders as Braden Mana will enter back into the ball game. He's going to replace Braylon Cadonier.
Braden Mana had been out for quite a while there, Craig. Sharpshooter, sophomore for the Raiders. He did hit a 3 earlier in the first quarter.
He sat the second half of that Bradford game last Saturday night. Coach was a little bit worried about, he was feeling a little lightheaded. And I think they determined it was due to maybe his diet that afternoon. Didn't have quite enough to eat before the game. Hayden Quinter now working at the free throw line. He's going to get fouled by Kellen Reichert.
Fouls starting to mount up here for the Tigers, Craig. They're all in this period, though, so still just with 5, I believe, for the game.
Yeah, spreading them out pretty well. I think Xavier Esser, the one Tiger right now with multiple fouls. He's got 2. Quinter with it now for the Raiders. Gets it on top to Shappy. Shappy to Flippo. Into the corner to Braden Mon and working against Jason Mullenauer. Very good Jackson Center defense as Shappy tries to split it, and he does. So Zane Shappy with the last couple buckets for the Raiders. They're now within 4, 18-14, 3:37 to go here in this first half.
Zane Shappy knifing to the bucket very well there, Craig. A couple times in this quarter has helped bring the Raiders and getting them back into this game.
And a nice jumper there from Nolan Fark. Nolan Fark led the Tigers in that Jackson Center win on Tuesday with 16 points. He's got his first points of the game. Jackson Center now 20-14. And Russia going to get called for the whistle this time. I think fans were hoping for perhaps another Jackson Center foul, but Hayden Quinter just too many steps.
Third turnover of the quarter for the Raiders, 5 for the game. Jackson Center also equal, Craig, with 5 for the game.
And we have a Jackson Center turnover. Now Quinter's going to take the fast break up and over the rim. Hayden Quinter able to finish as he lets out a little yell after that one. And Hayden Quinter, a guy that Ken was came up big last Saturday for the Raiders with his season high so far of 17 points. He's got his 4th point. He's going to try to make it 5 as Ben Bowman will head to the bench and Patrick Bowman will replace him.
Big finish there for Quinter, Craig, and the Raiders got a chance here to cut the deficit to 3 points. It'll be the closest they've been in a long time. And they do.
Hayden Quinter, a guy last year, Ken, that averaged 12.5 per game, led this team. Not so much relied on to lead this team this year. That it seems like Russia may have a few more scores, but nonetheless, they need his skill. And Russia going to pick up the foul on that one, as Camden Reese going to head to the free throw line.
Reese did a nice job there, Craig, taking it right on Hayden Quinter, and he was not in position and tried to go up with him, but committed the foul, so Reese will be on the line shooting a pair.
For Hayden Quinter, that will be his first foul. The fourth team foul for Russia as Reese puts the first one in. Camden Reese, a junior starter. This team of Scott Elfritz consists of 3 seniors, 7 juniors, and 1 sophomore. Reese knocks down both. Jackson Center now with a 22-17 lead. 2:45 to go here in the second quarter. Shappy with it.
Raiders try to run the backdoor flare there, Craig, and they've tried that a few times tonight, and Jackson Center not falling for it.
And Xavier Flippo knocks down a 3-pointer for the Raiders. Flippo, a guy that's hit a number of those this season. Guy that started out his first varsity game, Ken, taking on Aiden Reichert, who you mentioned in the pregame as a freshman, the very first game, taking on an eventual player of the year. And he was playing down in that low post. Now he's playing more of a guard.
I think he's in a more favorable position for himself now, Craig. But you're right, as a freshman, a kid come right out and guard one of the best in the area. And
Patrick Bowman hits a 3-pointer for Russia, and with that, Coach Scott Elford wants a precision strip timeout at the 2-minute mark. It's Russia 23, Jackson Center 22. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Ken, the Russia Raiders outscoring Jackson Center so far in the second quarter 16-6.
Yeah, you know, Russia's shooting the ball really well this quarter, Craig. They're 2 for 2 from the 3-point line and 4 for 6 on 2-pointers. So 6 for 8 for the quarter. Raiders applying some full court pressure here. They've tried to pick up the intensity of the game, Craig, and the tempo, and definitely going in the Raiders' favor right now.
And almost a Jackson Center turnover there, but Nolan Fark able to save it. Carson Regular with it now, working against Braden Munn and trying to get a screen from Mullenauer. Mullenauer gets the ball back, and he's going to lose it, but knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. Substitution for the Raiders as Xavier Flippo will enter back in the game, and Patrick Bowman will head out. Both Bowman and Flippo hitting those last 2 3-pointers for the Raiders to get them the 23-22 lead. 1:41 to go here in this first half. I don't know about you, Cam, but I'm looking forward to that Christmas dance at halftime.
Oh, I've seen that for about the last 10 years, Craig, and always look forward to that one. Wonder if it'll be the same song that we've always played.
I think so. Russia cheerleaders with the hats on, getting ready for that here in just a minute and a half. But until then, Jackson Center going to try to put some points on the board as Mullenauer is going to drive baseline, gets around Flippo, and a nice move by Mullenauer. Doesn't get the bucket to go down, but does get the foul. Jason Mullenauer had 12 points in that Fairlawn win on Tuesday. So far tonight, he's got 5. Going to try to make it 7 with a couple free throws. Shooting foul, so the junior will shoot a couple. That first one is short. And Ben Bowman will enter for the Raiders as Flippo heads back to the bench. For the Tigers, Bryson Roberts will come in as Kellen Reichert sits down on the Tigers bench. Mullenauer trying to tie this game up with a free throw. And that one rattles out, no good. So Russia now with 1:08 to go try to increase this Raider lead. Quinter thinks about a three, gets to Shappy, trying to get right down low to Bowman. Bowman puts a nice soft touch off the glass. That's what Ben Bowman does so well for the Raiders.
You know, I think the Jackson Center player there, Craig, thought about taking a charge and seen Big Ben Bowman coming at him and stepped away.
He does have some size, and Russia now has a 3-point lead, 25-22. Carson Regula's three is no good. Bowman with the rebound for the Raiders. Gets it over to Shappy. So with 37 seconds to go, Zane Shappy looks to Coach Borchers for some instructions. Russia with a 3-point lead, trying to add to that. Cadander gets the ball stolen away from him, but Quinter picks up a loose ball and a timeout from Coach Dave Borchers. We'll stay right here as he takes a 30-second timeout. And we want to let our viewers know that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Those replays will be Wednesday, December 22nd at 9 p.m. and also on Tuesday, December 28th at 7 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports.
Greg, NKTelco just does a fabulous job in this area covering local sports. And it's just great seeing these high school athletes get a chance to perform on television. It's a pleasure to call the games from the broadcast booth up here with yourself.
So with 24.9 to go, Russia's got a 3-point lead and has possession coming out of that precision strip timeout. See what Coach Borchers has dialed up here for the Raiders. Braden Monaghan with it, gets it over to Zane Shappy. 15 seconds to go. Shappy dribbles it out by the half court. He's being guarded by Bryson Roberts. And under 10 seconds to go now. Gets it on top to Quinter. With 5 seconds, Quinter takes a jumper from the free throw line. That's going to be short and going to hit the baseline. So with 2.3 seconds left, Jackson Center has an opportunity to tie this thing up, Ken, heading into the locker room at halftime.
Well, they changed the call, Craig, and they awarded it the ball to Rushi. Baseline out of bounds.
Coach Scott Elker doesn't like that call as he tells referee Kevin Beckstead about it. Now talking to another official, but Rushi's going to inbound it with 2.3 to go as Hayden Quinter changes spots with Zane Shappy, who's going to take it out of bounds. Gets it over to Quinter, and Quinter with a spin move at the buzzer, and it's no good. So Rushi will take a 25-22 lead into the locker room as we get set to watch the Rushi cheerleaders. Ken and I will take a break. We'll come back with your Wagner's IJ halftime report. Stay tuned. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
And it's halftime here at Russia Local Schools in the Claire Cinevo Gymnasium. And Ken, not only do we have a wonderful basketball game going on here right now, got a lot of wonderful extracurriculars going on as well.
Yes, we do, Craig. What a beautiful, beautiful speech there given at halftime by Mrs. Janelle Slonkowski. Craig, boy, she's a tough lady, and Craig, we wish her all the best of luck.
Yeah, you see all the fans here wearing purple, and the Rushi principal, Janelle Slonkowski, as you just mentioned, Ken, giving a nice halftime speech there, thanking everyone for all their support that they've given her and coming out tonight to this game, and just, a real emotional speech from the principal there. But, we're back to basketball here in just a few moments. They reset the game clock, giving these players a little bit more time to warm up as the speech went a little longer. But it's a Raiders lead right now, 25-22. We'll briefly recap what's been going on here for Rushi. They were down in that first quarter, 16-7. The Tigers came out on fire, and then Rushi did the opposite, taking control there in the second quarter, outscoring the Tigers 18-6 for a halftime score of 25-22. Leading the way for the Raiders right now, we've got 7 different guys that have scored, and Hayden Quinter and Xavier Flippo, both with 5, are the top Raiders so far. You've got 4 points for Zane Shappy. It's 3 points each for Braden Monin and Patrick Bowman, 2 points for Ben Bowman, and 1 point for Braylon Cadanier. For the Tigers, they're being led right now by Carson Regular with 9 points. It's 5 points for Jace Mullenhour, 4 for Camden Reese, and 2 each for Bryson Roberts and Nolan Fark. Ken, what do you got for stats?
Ken, Craig, for the Raiders, the Rushi Raiders, sitting with 25 points right now. Craig, very good second quarter, like you mentioned. For the half, Craig, the Raiders are 10 for 21 from the field. They've turned it over 5 times. They're 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Craig, the Jackson Center Tigers, like you said, they did not have the offensive power in the second quarter. As a matter of fact, they only got off 7 shots, Craig. And for the game, they're 8 for 18 from the field, 44%. They turned the ball over 5 times in that second quarter, Craig, and they're 4 for 6 from the free throw line. So it was a fun first half. It was a half of runs. You know, the first quarter we seen Jackson Center taking control. Second quarter, Rushi turned the tide and really took control in that second quarter. But we've got a close one here, Craig, 25-22. We got another 16 minutes of action to go tonight, and it looks like it's going to be a good one all the way down the stretch.
All right, those halftime stats sponsored by Wagner's IGA, and make sure you stick around for our post-game wrap-up. Ken and I will have the final stats courtesy of Wagner's IGA, as well as our NKTelco players of the game. Also want to make sure we thank tonight's 5-star recruitment sponsor, that's Crown Equipment Corporation, as well as our MVP sponsors, Clopay and Nedick Minster, as well as tonight's Rushi game sponsor, which is the Jewelry Barn. And quickly, let's take a look at some other games going on tonight from around the Shelby County Athletic League. Right now, Botkins is visiting Houston, and we have an early score from that one. Trojans 16, Wildcats 9. Anna is also playing at Fairlawn. No score on that one. Fort Laramie has the night off as we get set here for second half action. For the Raiders, they will come out with the same starters at as the beginning of the game. Xavier Flippo, Braden Monin, Ben Bowman, Zane Shappy, and Hayden Quinter. For the Tigers, they will have Jace Mullenhour getting ready to take it out of bounds. And as they've also got on the floor Lucas Hartle, Carson Regula, looks like Camden Reese, and Nolan Fark. So Nolan Fark with it quickly on the baseline, double teamed by a couple Raiders, kicks it out to Mullenhour, over to Camden Reese. Carson Regula, the senior, with it now, gets it on top as Reese is going to drive from the right side, pull up off the glass, and picks up an early foul. That's how you get back into the ball game, Ken.
Yes, it is, Craig. Reese going to be going to the line here for a 3-point play, Craig, to tie this thing back up. He took the ball from the top of the key, went straight down the right side of the lane, and drew the foul from Hayden Quinter and laid it in.
For Hayden Quinter, that will be his second foul. I believe he's the only Raider with multiple fouls as Reese hits the free throw and ties this ball game back up 25-all.
New ball game here again, Craig.
Zane Shappy across the timeline for the Raiders. Kick it out to Flippo. Flippo hit a 3 from out there a little earlier on the other side of the court. Braden Monin with it. Gets it over to Shappy. Jackson Center back in this man defense that they're so well known for. Play such a tough man. Rushy trying to penetrate that defense.
Rushy needs to penetrate it a little more, Craig. They kind of seem to be comfortable passing around the perimeter.
And the big man, Ben Bowman's going to take a three. That was well off the mark. He's a guy that can hit from out there, but after seeing that, Jackson Center's going to let him shoot out there all night.
We've seen him hit a few last year, Craig. Has he hit any this year or not?
He had one a little earlier this season. I don't know if it was that Fort Laramie game or the Houston game.
Rushy likewise in a straight-up man-to-man, Craig. Both teams very much known for the defensive pressure that they can apply.
And Jace Mullenauer gets one off the glass as Jackson Center now outscoring Rushy 5-0 in this third quarter. 6:25 to go, and the Tigers got a 2-point lead. As Raiders going to turn it over. Get a whistle. That one's going to be a foul on Xavier Flippo. Flippo talking to Coach Borchers. We're going to get a substitution as Patrick Bowman getting ready to check in. He will replace Flippo. So Carson Regula inbounds it to Camden Reese as the junior running the point.
Patrick Bowman hit a big three in the first half for the Raiders, Craig, and really it was the second of back-to-back threes by the Raiders.
Hartle almost turns that ball over as Mullenauer gets in a nice block as Zane Shappy, the 5'9 junior, swats that one out of bounds underneath the Jackson Center basket. Rushy another quick substitution as Ross Fissinger comes in to replace Braden Mon.
Similar substitution pattern that we've seen in the first quarter for the Raiders.
Excuse me, Mon back on the floor as Ben Bowman will check out. Lucas Hartle trying to find a Tiger. Finally gets it into Nolan Fark. Fark trying to drive, kicks it in the corner as Hartle's going to put a jumper up. The sophomore off the mark. Rebound Hayden Quinter. Shappy with it now, takes a Euro step and loses the ball. Camden Reese picks it up. Reese dribbling down the floor with it quickly, backs it up for the Tigers. Jackson Center a 27-25 lead, 5:41 to go here in the third quarter. She had the halftime lead, 25-22, as Reese tries to put it up. He's going to get a foul. I think this one's going to go on Fissinger. Indeed it does. So Rushy picking up their third team foul.
Third foul of the second half already, Craig. Raiders have not scored yet, 2.5 minutes into the second half. Jackson Center looking for their 6th and 7th point.
Cameron Reese hits another free throw. He hit one there just a little earlier. Going to try to make it 2. Reese had 4 at halftime. He's already got 4 here in the third quarter. Had 4 in that game against Farrell on Tuesday as he hits both. Cameron Reese now tied for game honors with Carson Regula. Both of them having 9 points. Jackson Center, more importantly, a 4-point lead, 29-25. 5:25 to go here in the third.
Tigers are 7 for 9 from the free throw line, Craig, to just 2 for 3 for the Raiders.
As Shappy's going to drive baseline, and it's going to be a foul before the shot.
Coach Borchers didn't like that foul call. Normally they like it. Shappy ended up with a nice driving layup there, but it got waved off by the guy that's in charge, Craig.
Lucas Hartle picking up that foul, the sophomore for Jackson Center. Shappy trying to get it on top to Quinter. Fark almost gets a hand on it. Quinter puts it off the glass. That's no good. Nice rebound by Mullenauer. Kicks it out to Hartle. Over to Reese. And Reese, a nice driving layup from the left side. Camden Reese is having some kind of second half here, Ken.
Yes, he is. Tigers outscored the Raiders 9-0 to start the second half.
Shappy with it. He's going to try to drive on Hartle. I think he's going to get whistled for another foul. Lucas Hartle throws his hands up as he's going to head to the bench, and Bryson Roberts will come in for him. Jordan Meyer and Ben Bowman coming in as Fissinger will head to the bench. And Rushy with 6 players on the floor. Not sure who's coming out on this one. Patrick Bowman will step aside. Rushy inbounded as Zane Shappy trying to lob it inside to Mon, and Monon's thinking about a 3, decides to give it to Bowman instead. Rushy down 6 points. As Ken said, yet to score here in this third quarter. Shappy's going to drive, put one off the glass, anticipating a foul there. Can't get that one to go down as Cam Reese ends up with it. And Stark will throw one up, and Jackson Center with another bucket. Going to get the timeout from Coach Borchers as he talks it over with his troops. We'll take a break with him. Jackson Center leading Russia 33-25.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area.
I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
And we'd like to take this opportunity to recognize tonight's Russia cheerleaders. They are Jillian Chapman, Emma Daypor, Abby Fisher, McKenna Hoyne, Gracie McLennan, Anna Meyer, and Mackenzie Rose. Those are the varsity cheerleaders. Junior varsity cheerleaders are Samantha Bell, Alexandria Garkey, Brooklyn Klosterman, Callie Lloyd, Grace Monin, Ella Flippo, and Abby Sherman. Their cheer advisor is the longtime Brandy Flippo. And unfortunately, we didn't get the names for the Jackson Center cheerleaders, but as you can see on our broadcast, both the Raiders and Tigers are doing a great job out there cheering on their crowds.
Greg, the Raiders have yet to score here in the third period. They're 0 for 3 from the field with 3 turnovers. Tigers, meanwhile, Craig, they're 4 for 6 from the field and 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Been a game of streak so far. That first quarter, Jackson Center outscoring Russia 16-7. In the second quarter, it was Russia outscoring the Tigers 18-6. And as you said, Jackson Center just dominating this third quarter. Quinter tries to pull it off the glass. That's no good.
Raiders continue to try to draw fouls. They're not getting the calls, and instead they're taking off-balance shots and not being able to finish them.
A turnover by the Tigers as Nolan Fark gets whistled for the walk.
Tigers' first turnover of the quarter. They played nearly a flawless quarter here so far, Craig, and the Coach Borchers and the Raiders here need to get a bucket here and get tighten this thing up a little bit.
Coach Borchers comes in tonight with an overall career record at Russia as a head coach of 38-39, trying to even that thing up tonight at a perfect 500. Going to be a challenge for him, though, as we get another foul on the Jackson Center Tigers. And Ken, I didn't catch who that one was on. So Shappy with it for the Raiders. Russia down 33-25. Jordan Meyer with the ball. Shappy's going to take a long three and try to get the Raiders a bucket here in this third quarter. That's not going to happen yet. So with 3.5 minutes to go, Jackson Center with the ball.
Tigers are going to be extremely patient here, Craig. When you play a team like Jackson Center, it's important to stay close, not to get too many possessions behind, because you only get so many possessions against them, and none of them are easy.
Mullenhour is going to take the three. That's too strong. Quinter now with the ball. And Quinter not aware that the Tiger was behind him, and Carson Regula, who tipped that ball away. As Regula misses the shot down on his end. Russia with the ball this time.
Kind of hectic action going on here right now, Craig.
And Shappy finally gets one to go down. So Zane Shappy, who had 4 in the first half, gets the first Raider bucket here of the second half at the 2:38 mark. And finally, maybe Russia will get a little more momentum as they trail here 5 points, but can it feel like 15?
It does. You know, the Raiders only trail by 5 points, like you said, Craig. That's our 4th three-pointer of the night. So three-pointers definitely helping keeping the Raiders in the game.
And number 5 for the Tigers, Carson Regula, puts that one high off the glass. He's going to get fouled by the Raiders. So Carson Regula, the senior, will head to the free throw line for a couple. Regula had that outstanding first half of 9 points. I'm going to try to get a couple free throws here. Regula's first one is on the way. That one's nothing but net. A couple substitutions for Russia as Xavier Flippo and Braylon Cordine are back in the ball game. Jordan Meyer and Ben Bowman heading to the bench. Ben Bowman leading this team with 12 points per game coming into tonight. So far, Ben has just 4 in that first half. And Regula gets the pair. Carson Regula now with 11.
Tigers a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line this quarter, Craig.
Typical of a Scott Elkert team as Hayden Quinter gets a three-pointer to go down. And Hayden Quinter now has 8, and 2 big threes back-to-back from Zane Shappy and Hayden Quinter, keeping Russia in this game. They now trail by 4, 35-31. Minute 53 to go in this third quarter. Russia hanging around. And we knew this was going to be a good game tonight, Cam.
We did. We knew going in, and a little more high scoring than I thought it would be.
As Fark misses that 3, Braden Monin gets the rebound. Shappy going to try to split the Jack Center defenders, puts the shot up, and they were going to count it, but it doesn't go down. So Zane Shappy will head to the free throw line, where he has shot extremely well this year, Ken. A little earlier this year, actually, in the Houston game, Zane was a perfect 7 for 7 in that one.
The free throw shooting tonight, Craig. The Raiders just 2 for 3, so finally getting a few more attempts here at the free throw line, and the first one is off the mark.
Shappy slaps his hands as Patrick Bowman checks back in. Xavier Flippo heading to the bench. Shappy going to try to bring the Raiders within 3 points. If he hits this free throw, he now has 8 in the game, and a substitution for the Tigers as Kellen Reichert will head in to the ball game, and out will come Carson Regula.
It's been a good basketball game, Craig. It's been well played on both sides. Few turnovers, good defense.
Both teams knowing this will be a real test for them. Reese working it up the floor. He's going to take it all away. He gets it to go down. How about Camden Reese in this third quarter that he's having? He's got 11 in the game, but 7 of those coming so far in this third quarter. He's going to try to make it 9 now, Ken.
He's been dominant in this third quarter, Craig. Everything going straight at the hoop, too. Doing exactly what you should be doing as a point guard. Penetrating and getting to the basket.
Excuse me, he's actually got 14 with that bucket and free throw. And Jackson Center now with a 38-32 lead. Minute 12 to go here in the third period. Quinter's going to throw one up, going to get a foul, and he's going to get that to go down. So how about Hayden Quinter doing a little Camden Reese, Ken?
Yeah, he threw that one up as the contact was made in the lane. Got the friendly roll. Has a chance for a three-point play, Craig, to duplicate what Camden Reese just did and cut this back to a 3-point lead for the Tigers.
And with a minute 9, Patrick Bowman will head to the bench, and Fissinger will replace him. Well, Hayden Quinter came into tonight as the 4th leading scorer at 9.5 per game. He has 10 right now. Make that 11. So at the minute mark, Jackson Center's got the 3-point lead, 38-35. Nolan Farks got it, gets it to Camden Reese. He's working against the freshman Braylon Codiner. Gets it out to Reichert. On top to Mullenauer. Jackson Center being very patient here, looking for an open opportunity. Reese going to drive for a baseline pass to Roberts. His three's on the way. Off the mark. Rebound by Shappy. So with 38 seconds to go, Shappy across the timeline, taking on Fark, trying to drive. He stops and kicks it out to Codiner. He's going to take the 3. That one's a little short as Fark's going to touch the ball. No, they're going to say Quinter touched it and knocked out of bounds. Referee Kevin Beckstead right there to call that one. And with 27.9, Jackson Center will get the ball on a 3-point lead here in this third. Codiner with a little full court pressure. on the junior Camden Reese, trying to get a steal. And he's going to throw it out of bounds. So can that pressure by the freshman work as Reese throws that ball out of bounds?
Yes, it did. A fine job there by freshman Braylon Kadon, applying constant pressure on Camden Reese, bringing the ball up the floor. Raiders with a chance to tie. 18 seconds left to go here. Raiders trail by 3 as we near the end of the third period.
Quinter will hand it off to Shappy. Shappy gets across the timeline at the 12-second mark. He's being guarded by Fark. Looks for a screen from Kadiner, kicks it out to Quinter. With 4 seconds to go, Quinter's got it. He's going to take the three at the horn, and that doesn't go down as we end the third quarter. Jackson Center with a 38-35 lead. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to high school basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here. And here. And here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's homecoming night here in the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium. We want to congratulate our homecoming king, Jack Sherman, as well as the queen, Ella Haney. And after 3 quarters of play, it's Jackson Center 38, Russia 35. And Ken, we're going to get set for what seems to be a good fourth quarter here. Been playing well all night, both teams.
It's been a great basketball game, Craig. It's been a lot of fun to call. Right now, the leaders on the scoreboard, the Jackson Center Tigers, Craig, they're 13 for 29 for 45%. Getting it done at the free throw line, Craig, 10 for 12. Raiders are very similar, 13 for 31 for 42%. Just 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Raiders have turned it over 10 times. Likewise for the Jackson Center Tigers.
Russia getting the ball to start out this fourth quarter as Braden Monin tries to get down to Ben Bowman. Monin with it back again. Flippo now to Shappy. Shappy out to Fissinger. Fissinger being guarded by Mullenhour. Almost carries it as he gets to Shappy. Shappy driving against Fark, throws it off the glass, so that's no good, but he's going to get fouled by Nolan Fark. Zane Shappy going to head back to the free throw line.
Bruce getting a little more aggressive now, driving towards the bucket, Craig. Paying off as they made a nice little run back at the Tigers here late in the third quarter. Shappy with a chance for 2 more free throws right here.
I want to remind our viewers tonight to follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize counties. Zane Shappy gets the scoring started here in the fourth quarter with a couple free throws. Ushi gets to within 1, 38-37.
Greg, it's been a game of quarters. Jackson Center dominated the first and third. Russia dominated the second. We'll see what each team's got left in the tank here in the fourth.
And a steal by Braden Monin. He's getting up the court. Gets stopped by Fark. Bowman in the lane. Puts a soft one. That one's going to bounce around. No good. As Kellen Reichert gets that ball, he almost turns it over. And a scrum for this ball. Coach Scott Elkert looks like he wants a timeout as he talks to the official about what he thought was a foul. We'll stay right here, though.
I think he thought first he was going to get a 10-second call. So he called the timeout, and then after he called the timeout, he realized he had about a 3-on-1 fast break there. Decided he didn't want the timeout. But
well, if you're wondering what's coming up tomorrow night for teams from the Shelby County Athletic League, Jackson Center will travel to Indian Lake in a State Route 274 battle. Anna will host Minster in a State Route 119 showdown. Finally, Fort Laramie will go to Versailles for what they're calling a throwback game. And Ken, that game between Fort Laramie and Versailles is going to be played in the old Versailles High School Gymnasium. I imagine you played there a few times.
Craig, I'd love to Russia Versailles to see a throwback game in that gymnasium as well. Maybe next year when the Raiders travel to Versailles, Russia fans will remember that gymnasium well. Before Clarcinovo Gymnasium was ever built, that was the home of the Raiders back then many years ago, as the Raiders used the gymnasium of friendly neighbors to the west there, the Versailles Tigers. Speaking of that, congratulations on their state football championship.
Yeah, just getting into basketball shape here right now. Made a nice run there for the Tiger fans. And that was a nice shot down there by Jace Mullenauer as he expands the Tigers' lead to 3 points, 40-37. 6:34 to go here in the game. Winner with it now, gets a screen from Fissinger. He decides not to use it. He hands it off to Braylon Cadanya, the freshman, working against the junior and Reese. Quinter's going to take a three. That's short. A lot of these Raiders shots coming up short tonight. Carson Regular almost walks it, but gets it off to Mullenauer. Driving against Fissinger, spins in the lane. A nice block from Hayden Quinter as he gets the ball and steps on the sideline at the same time.
Good block by Hayden Quinter. There was a push-off, a lot of action down there in the corner, Craig. Couldn't quite see it, but Quinter must have stepped on the inline.
Well, I think the Jackson Center student section let the official know that he did. They're pretty animated down there. Nice turnout by Jackson Center, as well as that Raider crowd you can see from our NKTelco camera. And Rushi's, most of their side just packed with purple shirts. So we're getting a little bit of a mess wiped up on the floor as Jace Mullenauer getting ready to inbound it. Jackson Center with a 3-point lead, 40-37. 6 minutes to go in this ball game and a battle here in the Shelby County Athletic League. In the corner, Kellen Riker with a fake, drives baseline, goes up against Quinter, and Hayden Quinter going to get whistled for the foul. Kanani got his third.
Hayden Quinter didn't like the call, Craig, but I believe he might have got him on the arm on the way up there by Riker.
Actually, Hayden Quinter whistled for his fourth foul, so Coach Borchers see what he's going to do here at the 5:49 mark. Kellen Riker heading to the free throw line. First one on the way. Makes good with it. Substitution as Fissinger and Flippo will both head to the bench. No, Fissinger's going to stay out there. Flippo and Quinter are going to head to the bench. On the floor for the Raiders, along with Fissinger, is Shappy, Braden Mon, and Braylon Cordonier, and Ben Bowman. Kellen Riker getting ready to take his second free throw. On the floor with Camden Reese, Carson Regular, Nolan Fark, and Jace Mullenauer. Kellen Riker with a couple free throws gives Jackson Center a 5-point lead, 42-37. Monin working with it against Fark. Fark going to get whistled for a block.
Both teams, Craig, will be in the 1-1 from here on out. Free throw shooting at the utmost importance. The Tigers right now are doing a fine job from the free throw line, Craig, and 12 for 14.
For Nolan Fark, that was his fourth foul, so replacing him will be Bryson Roberts. Braden Monin, who had one three-pointer back in that first quarter, trying to get his fourth point, and he does with that free throw. Braden Monin came into this game averaging 10.3. This season high was 16 against Houston in game number 2. Monin's second free throw is good as well. So Russia gets to within 3, 42-39. Carson Regular with it, kicks it out to Roberts. On top to Regular again. Reese now with it. Jackson Center beat these Russia Raiders 3 times last year. Twice in the regular season, once in the postseason. As we're going to get another whistle this time. This one's going to go on Camden Reese. And for Camden Reese, I believe that will be his first foul.
Braden Monin back to the charity stripe, Craig, where he just canned 2 of them, looking to cut this deficit to 1.
Braden Monaghan, the 6'1 sophomore, gets his third one in a row. As you said, Ken, trying to get the Raiders within 1.
Raiders made 5 consecutive free throws here to start the fourth quarter. Make it 6.
All the Raider points so far in this fourth quarter coming from the free throw line. Ben Bowman will head back to the bench. Xavier Flippo back in for him. So at the 5:19 mark, Jackson Center leading 42-41. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is a good one here. We'll wrap up this final 5 minutes, and then Ken and I will have your post-game report coming up as the Raiders get a turnover. Well, not quite, as Jackson Center now, if the Raider fans scream for a travel.
I think the Raiders wanted a 10-second count because Russia never technically did have possession there, I don't believe. Coach Borchers was screaming for a 10-second count but never got it.
Jackson Center with a 1-point lead. Carson Regular, the senior, has the ball being guarded by Flippo. Gets it over to Camden Reese, being guarded by the freshman Kadanya. Roberts being guarded by Zane Shappy, a junior. Jackson Center with this patient offense. They spread this ball out. And almost a Jackson Center turnover as Regula going to get whistled for a travel. He got up in the air, Ken. I thought maybe he got rid of it in time, but that foot must have touched the floor.
You know what? Kind of a delayed call there by the official, and I thought it was a travel. I think everybody on the Russia side thought it was a travel, and the referee had to think about it for a second. But
Coach Elker didn't think it was a travel.
No.
So Russia down 1, trying to get the lead here. 4:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. Shappy gets it out to Flippo. He's going to take a 3 off the iron, no good. Ball knocked around. Jackson Center's Carson Regula comes up with it. A little full court pressure now from Xavier Flippo.
Russia's full court pressure play has been very effective.
Kellen Reichert to Bryson Roberts. Gets it back out to Reichert. Reichert's going to take a 3. That's off the iron. Comes down. Reese trying to save it. Finally, Flippo gets it. He's going to get a whistle and a Jackson. No, a Russia foul.
Not sure who the foul's on,
I
Craig.
think they called that on Xavier Flippo, and if so, that's going to be his 3rd.
Russia's heading towards their end of the floor, ready to shoot. And Jackson Center's lining up to shoot free throws on their end, but it's going to be the Tigers shooting a 1-and-1.
Jace Mullenauer heading to the free throw line. Ooh, this is his first time there tonight, Ken. He's got 9 points in the game so far. Had 12 in the Fairlawn win on Tuesday.
Hayden Quinter checking back into the game, Craig. He's got 4 fouls, but it's time to get your leading scorer back in the game under 4 minutes to go.
Mullenauer eyes the bucket. He gets the first one to go down. A big basket for the Jackson Center Tigers. Lots of free throws in this fourth quarter. Only 1 field goal so far.
For both teams combined.
Mullenauer can't get the second to go down as Regula gets in on that with
jump ball.
Really
it's going to be, ball's going to go over to the Tigers.
Nice bit of hustle there by Carson Regula, who comes up limping a little bit. Coach Elker deciding to leave him in as Bryson Roberts inbound underneath the Jackson Center basket. Gets it out to Regula. Seems fine now, being guarded by Flippo. Going to drive around Flippo as he tries to get a pick. And Carson Regula with a bucket. Ken, I heard a whistle, but I don't know what it was for.
I believe the Tigers hit the ball out of the net, which is illegal to do. So that's a warning given to the Jackson Center Tigers. Delay of game.
Jackson Center with a 4-point lead, 45-41, 3.5 minutes to play. Hayden Quinter with it for the Raiders. Puts a shot up in the lane, that one short. Rebound, Jason Mullenauer. And Shappy's going to get a steal or a tie up on the floor. We're going to get another jump ball. This time the Raiders will get it. Ken, both teams diving around on the floor, playing like this one means something.
And this one does mean a lot, Craig. And, both teams are, as always, playing extremely hard tonight, playing good fundamental Shelby County League basketball. And this has been a good one. Big crowd on attendance tonight, Craig, and they've gotten their money's worth watching a battle between two very good basketball teams.
Nolan Fark checking into the ball game as Carson Regula heads to the bench. Xavier Flippo to inbound it for Russia. Gets it over to Shappy.
Russia without a field goal here in the fourth quarter, Craig. They could use one right now.
Shappy getting a screen from Quinter. Trying to work against Fark. Spin move in the lane. Puts it off the glass. Nice move down there by Zane Shappy. Shappy now with 12 points. He leads all scorers for Russia and almost gets a steal. He does. Gets it to Kadiner, and before he could get it for the easy layup, we're going to get a whistle and a Jackson Center foul.
He tried to get the ball up the court. Zane Shappy did a great job of getting the steal from behind. Sprinted back before Braylon Kadiner could get rid of it. A wise foul there by the Jackson Center Tigers to send Kadiner to the line for a 1-and-1.
Kellen Reichert whistled for that one as he heads to the bench, and replacing him will be Carson Regula.
Braylon Kadiner, Craig, the freshman from Russia, a chance to tie the game.
That one down and back out. So Jackson Center with a 45-43 lead. Russia with a little trap in full court. And Coach Scott Elkert wants a full timeout. We'll take a full timeout with him. Jackson Center leads Russia 45-43.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. You can watch replays of this game on Wednesday, December 22nd at 9 p.m. and Tuesday, December 28th at 7 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Also want to thank our 5-star recruitment sponsor tonight, Crown Equipment Corporation, as well as our MVP sponsors, Clopay and Nedick Minster. The game sponsor is the Jewelry Barn from Russia. So with 2:43 to go here in this ball game, Jackson Center has the 45-43 lead. Coming out of that precision strip timeout, Jackson Center with the ball.
Raiders in a trapping half defense here, Craig, but the Tigers break through it fairly easy. Straight up man-to-man.
Camden Reese with it, gets it out to Carson Regula. Regula being guarded by Fissinger, trying to drive baseline. He stops him. Regula to dribble back on top.
Fissinger's played a solid game tonight, Craig. On the defensive end of the floor, he's made no mistakes on the offensive end of the floor. He just got a turnover 5-second count established by Raider defense there. So Tigers turn it over for the fourth time in the quarter.
Russia now with the ball, trying to tie this one up. Down 2. 2:15 to go here in the contest. Shappy with it. Picks up his dribble, gets to Flippo. Flippo going to think about a three. Decides to drive, gets in the lane, tries to put it up. That shot's blocked by Carson Regula. Nice block by the senior. Gets across the half court. Flippo trying to pick up a steal and try not to foul. And Shappy with a nice bit of defense there as Jace Mullenhour looked like he was open underneath Zane Shappy with a quick hands, able to stop that.
Zane Shappy gets across that floor in a hurry, doesn't he, Craig?
He sure does.
We got a tight one here. Raiders remain down by 2. Tigers with the ball. Minute 50 to go.
Reese working against Flippo. Gets it to Bryson Roberts. Back on top to Reese. Reese picks up his dribble, and Shappy gets his hands in once again. Kissinger trying to pick it up. Now Regular with it. We're going to get a whistle, and Coach Scott Elford gets a timeout there somehow, Ken.
Yes, he did. It was a loose ball scramble. Jackson had the ball for a split second. Looked like Braden Monin took it away from him, and at the same time, Coach Elker was awarded a timeout. Tigers remain in the lead, 45-43, Craig. There's been a lot of mad scrambles for loose balls out there tonight. Both teams letting it all out there.
Yeah, getting out, getting on the floor, and Rushi coming into this game tonight, Ken, with a record of 4-0 and trying to keep that game, that record perfect. Jackson Center started out the season 0-2, but have since then won 3 straight games, trying to make it 4 in a row for the Tigers. And it's a typical Shelby County Athletic League battle.
Craig, there's never any secrets when these Shelby County League teams go against each other. Coach Borchers and Coach Elkert, they both know what to expect from the other one. And, sometimes regardless of records, you're going to have yourself a good ball game just because of the knowledge that everybody has amongst the two teams. Both teams are going to be breaking the huddle here, Craig. Minute 34 left to go in the game. Each team has 1 timeout remaining.
So both teams, as you say, heading back onto the floor. For the Raiders, it will be Quinter, Fissinger, Monin, Shappy, and Flippo. For the Tigers, it'll be Mullenhour, Roberts, Regular, Reese, and Fark. Jason Mullenhour to inbound. It gets it to Camden Reese. Reese drives around Flippo. Jackson Center with a 2-point lead, 45-43, minute 25 to play in the ball game. Nolan Fark with it, being guarded by Hayden Quinter, gets it on top to Reese, being guarded, gets around Monin, and to the bucket. Reese goes for the layup, and Camden Reese, another big basket for the Tigers. He's got 16 to lead his team. Quinter's going to take a 3 for the Raiders. He hits it. Hayden Quinter with a 3-pointer, his second of the game. Lucia gets to within 1, 47-46, under a minute to play.
Huge 3-pointer there.
3-on-1 for the Tigers. Gets it out to Mullenhour down low. His shot blocked by Hayden Quinter, and then he gets fouled. Hayden Quinter going to head to the free throw line and try to give the Raiders the lead.
30 seconds ago, Craig, the Raiders were down 4. Hayden Quinter hit a big 3-pointer. Now he just had a block shot. Now he's got a chance to put the Raiders ahead, which will be for the first time since early in the third period.
A 6'2 sophomore coming up big here in the second half. Had just 5 points at the half. He has 9 here in the second half. And his first free throw attempt comes up short. So still has 1 more to go as Fissinger will head to the bench for the Raiders, and the freshman Kadiner comes to replace him at the 47.9 second mark. Quinter trying to knock this ball game up. So this shot, huge for the Raiders, will determine what Jackson Center wants to do. And he gets that one to drop. So we got a tie ball game here. 47 all with 47 seconds to go. Jackson Center with the ball. Raiders trying to trap. Reese finally gets it up court to Fark. Fark's got it. Finally pulls it out for the Tigers. Reese with it now. 30 seconds to go in this one. 47 all. Cameron Reese with the ball being guarded by Braden Monin. Those student sections on their feet. Jace Mullenhour with it now. 20 seconds to go. Jackson Center content to take the last shot, it looks like. 15 seconds. Regular with it. Gets it over to Mullenauer. Mullenauer being guarded. 10 seconds to go. Reese with it now. Gets it over to Regula. 5 seconds. Regular going to dribble against the freshman. Finally puts it up. Throws it up. He's going to get fouled while taking a three. And with 1.6 seconds left, Carson Regula is going to head to the free throw line for the Tigers. And he's going to have 3, Ken.
He's going to have 3, Craig, and there's only 1.6 left on that clock. The Tigers have shot the free throws extremely well tonight. He's going to the line to give the Tigers a lead. Craig, right now we're sitting at 47-47.
And the first one from Regula rattles out. But Regular with 2 more opportunities as he walks around to collect himself maybe a little bit. Kind of a little earlier tonight he was limping. I don't know if he's walking around because of that limp or just trying to...
I think he's trying to calm the nerves a little bit, Craig. After missing that good, the first one, he's an extremely good free throw shooter.
Number 5 gets the second attempt, so Jackson Center now takes the 48-47 lead. Coach Dave Borchers wants a timeout. We're going to stay right here.
I believe that's Coach Borchers' last timeout right there, Craig. Don't be surprised if Mullenauer tries to miss this free throw on purpose, because with just a 1-point lead, even if he makes it, that puts the Tigers up 2. Chances are the Raiders are going to need a 3-pointer to be the only shot they get off. So even if they would make it and the Tigers miss this, it's to me, Craig, it's a no-brainer for Mullenauer to miss this free throw on purpose with the Raiders being out of timeouts.
We'll see what Coach Scott Elker decides to do coming out of this.
If he misses it, Craig, the Raiders grab the rebound. They're pretty much going to have to throw the ball the length of the floor. If he makes it, they'll be able to inbound the ball with the clock not running. Kind of surprised, Craig, at that timeout call right there being the last one called by the Raiders.
Tonight's timeout coming to you from a Precision Strip. Our scoreboard being sponsored by First National Bank. In our pregame a little earlier, the keys to the game that's Ken gave us were sponsored by Keyhole Pizza, and replays of tonight's game are sponsored by Winners Meats. So with 1.6 seconds left to go, Carson Regula is at the free throw line with a 1-point lead. The big question was whether the senior will try to hit this free throw and give the Tigers a 2-point lead, or whether he will intentionally miss it and make Russia heave one.
Russia's going to have to heave one either way, Craig. And it's going to be a 3-pointer either way. So to me, they're a lot better off percentage-wise to miss this free throw on purpose.
Regular shot, it does go off the rim. He does miss it, and Flippo smartly lets that ball go out of bounds. Jackson Center didn't have anybody in the lane, so no one there can to get that rebound.
Very smart of Xavier Flippo there to let that ball go out of bounds. And you're exactly right. They should have had someone on the lane.
1.6 seconds. Flippo throws it up court. Quinn is going to get a 3 at the horn. Oh, he misses it, so Jackson Center is going to win this ball game 48-47. Rushi with a great opportunity there, Ken. Winner had the shot, just couldn't get it to go down.
Raiders got a great shot there at the buzzer. Got it to the right guy. I would have liked to have had Quinter taking that shot, Craig, but tonight it just didn't go in. And great basketball game by both teams. Both teams left it all out there on the floor. Both teams hustled a lot tonight, and just a well-played game.
Well, don't go anywhere, because Ken and I will be back in a moment with our Wagner's IGA post-game report. Again, Jackson Center gets the victory tonight, 48-47.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. the opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
It's a final here at Russia Local School where the Jackson Center Tigers defeated the Russia Raiders tonight by the score of 48-47. Our halftime score was Russia 25, Jackson Center 22, and then the Tiger outscored the Raiders in the second half 26-22, again for the final of 48-47. Leading the way for the Tigers, it was Carson Regular with 15 points. Jace Mullenauer had 9. It was 4 points for Nolan Fark, 2 points for Kellen Reichert, 2 points for Bryson Roberts, and then, actually leading the Tigers was Camden Reese with 16. So Regular with 15, Camden Reese with 16 for the Raiders. They were led by Hayden Quinter with 15. Zane Shappy had 12, 7 points for Braden Monin, 5 for Xavier Flippo, 4 for Ben Bowman, 3 Patrick Bowman, and 1 for Braylon Cadanya. Ken, what kind of numbers did you have?
Craig, great basketball game here tonight. Very well played. Both teams left it all out on the floor. For the victors, the Jackson Center Tigers, Craig, they finished with 48 points. They were 15 for 35 from the field for 43%, 14 for 19 from the free throw line for 74%. They turned it over 14 times. Very similar statistics for the Russia Raiders, as you would expect in a very close basketball game. The Raiders were 15 for 40 from the field for 38%. They turned it over 12 times. Craig, they were 11 for 15 from the free throw line for 73%.
Those final stats sponsored by Wagner's IGA. Now it's time for our NKTelco player of the game. Ken, if you got to look at these Jackson Center Tigers, who's your player of the game?
Craig, this guy did it all tonight for the Tigers. He ran the point guard position. He got the ball up the floor. He rebounded, and he scored 16 points, Craig. That goes to junior 6'4" Camden Reese.
Well, Camden Reese, congratulations. You're our NKTelco player of the game. So for Jackson Center, they will improve to 4-2 overall, including 3-2 in the Shelby County Athletic League. They will play right away again tomorrow night with a road trip to Indian Lake. For Russia, they will drop to 4-1 overall, including 3-1 in the league. The Raiders will next be in action on Thursday, December 23rd over at Anna. That will officially wrap it up for us here tonight. Again, for a final time, Jackson Center defeats Russia 48-47. We hope you enjoyed NKTelco's broadcast of high school boys basketball. Thanks for tuning in. And from the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium, I'm Craig Fissinger. For my broadcast partner, Ken Francis, saying good night, everyone.